everyone, I'm Teacher Ellie, and today we will be reading a book called David and Goliath. I hope you enjoy.
David and Goliath. Saul was the king of Israel at that time. He was a very unhappy man. One day, when Saul was especially sad, a servant said that harp music might make him feel better. Saul agreed. "Find someone who plays the harp well and bring him to me," he said. Another servant had heard that a son of Jesse played the harp very well. So Saul sent a message to Jesse, asking him to send his son David to court. Jesse loaded a donkey with gifts for Saul and delivered them with David to Saul's court. David's music made Saul feel much better, so Saul asked Jesse to let David stay at the palace to serve him. David went back and forth from Saul's court to Bethlehem, where he still tended to his father's sheep. Meanwhile, Saul's army was getting ready to fight the Philistines. The three oldest of David's brothers were in Saul's army. Jesse asked David to take food to them and bring back any news. David got up early the next day to take the food for his brothers to where the army was camped. David came to the camp as the armies were lining up for battle. He left the food with a guard and ran quickly to greet his brothers. As David stood with his brothers, the huge Philistine giant, Goliath, came forward and shouted, "Today I dare Israel to send a man to fight me. If he kills me, then we will be your servants. But if I kill him, then the Israelites must serve the Philistines." Saul's soldiers were very frightened and ran from Goliath. But David spoke up, "I will go and fight this Philistine." David's brothers were all very fearful. They wanted him to go back home and watch the sheep. But someone had told King Saul what David had said. Saul sent for David and said to him, "You can't fight this giant. You are just a boy, and he is a warrior." David responded, "But I have killed both lions and bears to protect the sheep. This giant has challenged the army of the living God. Just as God has saved me from the lions and bears when I was protecting the sheep, he will save me from Goliath." Saul believed David and allowed him to battle the giant. He said, "Go, and may the Lord be with you." King Saul gave David his armor to wear, a coat of mail, a bronze helmet, and even his sword. David had never worn heavy armor, and he could barely walk in it. David took off Saul's armor and he grabbed his staff and went to pick out 5 smooth stones from the edge of the stream. These he put into his pouch next to his sling. Then David walked calmly toward Goliath. Goliath, huge and strong, was covered with armor. He wore a helmet on his head, and his body was covered with a heavy coat of armor. There was also armor strapped to both of his legs, and he carried a heavy spear and a sword. When Goliath saw the unarmed boy coming toward him, he became furious. Goliath snarled loudly, "Am I a dog that you come to fight with me with only a stick?" The giant then cursed and threatened David. "If you come near me, you will end up as food for the wild animals," Goliath said. David responded to the menacing giant, "You come at me with sword and spear, but I come here in the name of the Lord. The Lord of Israel's army is stronger than any warrior, and God will help me strike you down so that all people will know how great he is." When Goliath started moving toward David to fight, the boy ran quickly toward the battle line to meet him. David thrust his hand into his pouch, took out a stone, and put it in the sling. David whirled the sling around his head and quickly let the stone fly. The stone flew from David's sling and it struck Goliath's forehead. With a look of pained surprise, the giant fell down on the ground. David quickly ran and stood over the stricken giant. Then he pulled Goliath's sword out of its sheath. David killed the giant warrior with his own huge sword. The Philistines ran when they saw that their best warrior was dead. Saul's army gave a great shout and chased the Philistines a long way. When they came back, they took what they wanted from the tents, the Philistines had left behind. Saul was very grateful to David and asked him to live as a royal son. David did well wherever Saul sent him, so Saul made David the leader of the army. He won many more battles against the Philistines. David continued to play his harp. He later became a beloved king of Israel.
David believed that God would help him defeat Goliath, so much so that he didn't wear any armor or bring any weapons with him. David knew that God was with him and trusted that God would always help him. I bless you all to remember that God is with us, and with him on our side, we can do anything, even defeat a huge giant like Goliath. Bye everyone!